One of the most underrated stylistic choices you could possibly make with your outfit is deciding on how you want your pants to go over your shoes. It's kind of ethereal, like there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just simply is. It's just if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, and then it leaves a bad taste in your mouth the rest of the day. And it makes you wonder why. Why did I choose the most expensive hobby to be the thing that I'm into? Why did I not choose a better degree in college? Why can't I find a job anymore? Mom? Dad? Am I a failure? Why? Why? Today we're going to talk about the way that your pants interact with your shoes. With this interaction in mind, we're going to go over a couple looks that I've styled today and show a couple from popular culture to see if maybe we can get to the bottom as to what this interaction really is.
And just so you know, I'm not like a stylist or anything, so I just do this for fun. So please don't take anything I'm saying as like really, really good big advice because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just making YouTube videos for fun. Please, I'm bored. I don't have a job.
Before we get into anything major, though, we have to first qualify what this pants to shoe interaction really is. Or should I say, the pants to shoe agreement. Because that's what it really is. It's an agreement. If they agree, your outfit looks good for the day. If it looks bad, you feel like you're back in 2017. And you don't want to go back there. You don't want to go back there. Actually, maybe you do. That was before COVID. Never mind. Maybe you do. Maybe we all should go back. Maybe we should do a cultural reset. Maybe that'd be more fun. I could wear Supreme again. Actually, that's a really good segue. I will say this about the so-called agreement, is that it really does matter on what era of fashion that you're in, and kind of what era you're trying to embody. Some agreements have been okay in the past, and then some agreements have completely fallen by the wayside as of late. So, yeah, it really depends on what kind of era of fashion that you're not only in, but what just looks good to you in general at that point in time. Because back then, wearing skinny jeans and big Jordans was seen as cool and fashionable, and you looked nice. And now, all of a sudden, collectively, we all believe that it makes you look like a straight line. Like, those pictures, like the dudes that just have like the whole, what I'm talking about? You remember those pictures, right? You remember those guys? Off-white belt? You remember that. I have so much nostalgia for that time. It was so much simple. Remember Grailed comments? Remember when Grailed had comments? With that being said, this isn't really like a one-size-fits-all kind of video. Unfortunately, this interaction is so niche and so weird that it's really just going to depend on like so many random factors that are going to be a day-to-day experience for you. So in general, when we're kind of getting through with this, just understand that it's probably going to vary widely between me and you. But there are some general things I do have written down that I think are probably beneficial to everybody. Given my current era of fashion where I'm really limiting myself, I don't really purchase pants that work with every single shoe that I own. In my opinion, if I buy a pair of pants and it works with like one or two pair... Why'd I do it like that? So if I can just buy a pair of pants that work with like one or two, I've pretty much done my job. But the way that I do get most of my pants to work with my shoes is by paying attention to one singular measurement. And that is the leg opening. If you shop a lot, like online, especially on places like Grailed, you'll probably be familiar with this measurement. But for the uninitiated, the leg opening is essentially just measuring the length of the bottom hem of the pant, the place where the foot exits. I cannot stress enough, like, how important measurements are to fashion in general, but if you're going to ignore all of them, other than just what your waist fits, the very least you can do for yourself is pay attention to the leg opening and inseam. Most people who are into clothes will tell you this is like the ultimate beginner's technique. Paying attention to measurements is pretty much instrumental if you're really taking fashion seriously and you're trying to shop for yourself more intelligently. If you're ever watching a TV show and you wonder, wow, why does that t-shirt fit Jeremy Allen White so well? It's because it was tailored and hemmed to his measurements. Tailoring and hemming is a thing for another video, but in general, shopping within your measurements is just the best thing that you can do for yourself. I'm not telling you to go to stores and like have a tape measure with you everywhere, but at least learn it enough to eyeball it, or if you're shopping online, just know what you're looking for. It cuts out so much of your time spent like needing to find stuff, and you can just shop directly within your measurements. Pants are easily the most difficult thing to shop for just because of how easily they can vary between brand and style. They're also more expensive than t-shirts, so it's definitely more of an investment to purchase one on a regular basis. The reason I point out leg opening measurements in particular is because not only is it largely ignored, but it actually has a lot to do with how a shoe will look with the pant. My pants come in a variety of leg openings. If I was smart enough to edit this video, it's probably showing up next to me right now in the hole in my wall. But in general, I've found that my golden zone is a leg opening anywhere between 9 inches and 12 inches. Now that might seem like a huge jump, but I'll show you like the examples here if you could see it. I'll caption them too. I'll be nice and I'll caption them with each respective leg opening. I'll do extra work for you. You can see there's a massive difference between all of them. The bigger the leg opening, the more it's going to envelop your shoes, which is what a lot of people are looking for nowadays. But if you're just going for a casual baggy fit, the leg opening won't really matter. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. This is like a tapered fit, so the hem cinches inward at the bottom. I wear this look from time to time and I like it. It fits over some of my boots in kind of an interesting way and it kind of stacks nicely. So, you know, it's just kind of dependent on what you're looking for there. In general, depending on the style of the pants and the shoe itself, your agreement is going to look very different than mine probably. The bigger the shoe, the larger the leg opening is going to need to be. If you have a smaller leg opening, it's more than likely you're going to achieve stacking, which is the look I'm showing here. Stacking can also depend on inseam, which is something that I'm not going to get into for the sake of length, pun intended. But in general, the longer your inseam is, the longer your pants will be, and therefore more stacking will be achieved. This is especially true if you're a shorter guy like me. Since I only realistically own one sneaker and like 4 pairs of boots, my style range is limited, which may be more limited than yours. Therefore, I don't really have to worry about stacking all that often. But I've definitely enjoyed some outfits where they dramatically stack. The overall construction of the shoe is just going to be the main deciding factor of whether you get that perfect flare over top or not. For me, this is all just part of the agreement. Okay. So what did we learn today? Honestly, probably nothing. But in general, if I had to boil this video down, just pay attention to the leg opening and shoe style. Do you like bigger shoes? Consider purchasing a pants then with a bigger leg opening and maybe even a bit of a flare to it. If you like smaller shoes, it probably doesn't matter all that much. But in general, I would still consider a 9 to 12 leg opening to be the most ideal for my kind of style. If you don't mind things like heel bite, I'm sure you'll find no trouble finding a pair of pants that works for you. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching.